a PizzaFellas podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass. Light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the PizzaFellas.
Fuck, you open this thing.
Yeah, from the bottom.
Hey, what's up, guys? PizzaFellas Podcast, episode 47. Remember, go on Spotify, YouTube, follow us, subscribe. Episode 45 came out, Caddy Corner. When you guys watch it and you see this, you're going to see it. You'll probably watch it already. We're going to try to re-edit it. There's some things wrong with it. But again, I just wanted to state that before you watch it and be like, what the hell? We were in a loud Caddy Corner bar in Nazareth. It was loud. It was right before July 4th. People were drinking. It was a great time. So we're going to try to get that re-edited, the vocals and stuff situated out here. But we got a great episode here coming on, episode 47. Again, this episode is sponsored by Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Thank you, Miller High Life, for the sponsorship. It's summertime. We still got about a month and a half left. But for guys like me, Oliver, and even my dad when he was coaching, once August comes and you're a football guy, summer's over. Summer's over, and my little guy starts tackle this year, so we got a couple weeks left, but hey, and go by the pool, enjoy a Miller High Life, enjoy a champagne, and they're delicious. But thank you again for the sponsorship. You know me, I'm Sal.
Antonio.
Joe Ruffino, Big Sexy in the house, Biagio Pizzeria, PizzaFellas Podcast.
Troy Raynard from Two Rivers Brewing Company.
Sarah Vitale from Two Rivers.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, let's get into our sponsorships for the episode.
Jeff Adams, Remax Realty, 610-972-5323. Want to buy a house? Want to sell a house? New Jersey and Pennsylvania? Jeff's your man. Get in contact with him. Enter.net. Our good man Juice, he's not here tonight. Unfortunately, he's a little bit under the weather. Hope he feels a little bit better. But social media, website design, all that good stuff for all your marketing tools. Franco's Pizza, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Rosa and Filippo Belia. I was actually just on the phone with her before I got here. Shout out to you, Rosa. I'll see you tomorrow. Again, before you get locked up for 25 years across the federal building, go to them, have a meal, and then get locked up. Steve Seiler, Insurance. He should be popping in any momentarily. 570-446-8023. Guy's got a lot of insurance plans. If you're pizza shops, pubs, breweries, restaurants that don't have insurance, get with Steve. Lehigh Valley Pizza Shops. Oliver Nasri. Thank you, Jesus. He's not sitting with us tonight. He's actually in the audience. We should have more guests by 2, Sal. So he doesn't sit with us. But Lehigh Valley Pizza Shops, our good man, Oliver Nasri. Master Supply, Mr. Dave Sweeney, Barb and Kevin Master, thank you for that sponsorship. Shout out to them, all your janitorial supplies and all that good stuff from Master Supply right here in Emmaus. Oh, no, Macungie, sorry. TMY Construction, Tony Nasser.
No job
too big, no job too small. Everything that Tony does, he touches guys like King Midas. Boom, gold. So you want to build a fence, want to build a house, want to demo a house, that's your man. Banco Beverage, Jim Glassick, Tony Gallo, and Joe Marino. Thank you again for the sponsorship. Again, we're midway through summer. Joe's Teas, Calypso, Zoa. Stuff should be in your restaurants, pizza shops, bodegas, breweries.
Barbershops,
morgues, you name it.
Yep.
What'd you say?
Blackman's has it. Yeah, Blackman's has a cooler in theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, they do, right?
Blackman's has it, yeah.
That wasn't your doing, right?
Figured. Fresh, probably.
Yeah, figured. So, all that. Restaurant store. Our good man, Nick, thank you again for your sponsorship. And he gave me a can that says, we sell, what does it say? Not more than, what is it? More than just corn. So, your equipment and all that good stuff. Shout out to the United States Pizza Team. Shout out to you guys. Thank you again. We're going to get into this. I'm going to give you a shot around here. So I'm going to introduce our guests here.
Pass those.
Here we go. Here we go.
Anyone else in the crowd there? Want one?
Oliver,
and we are drinking tonight Woodford Reserve. I saw this, 121.2 proof. This is a new one, huh? Who got this one?
Who got this one?
My son-in-law bought it for me, Mario.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, at the party.
Nice.
Yeah.
See,
That's a
now
good one.
I don't have to break his balls no more.
No, it's very good.
Hey, shout out to you, Mario.
Cheers.
Finally, you did one good fucking thing. See? In the past week. Shout out to you. God bless.
Ooh, that is 121. Oh my!
This is the stuff that Mario drinks.
Oh,
God almighty.
oh my nipples.
That was
Whoa.
enticing.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. Here.
We got Two Rivers Brewery in Easton. They have a place in Easton and have a place in Quakertown. And Troy and Sarah here. Coincidentally, I know Sarah's dad, and we started talking. I'm like, well, we meet 2 and 2, and that's 4. And then I knew who she was. Small world. Troy bought some beers. They brew. Obviously, Sal's about to drink a Mount Vernon lager. The color looks fantastic, Sal. So I'm going to hand it off
Did
to
they
our...
spell lager different than lager?
What did I say?
Yeah, why the hell did you say lager?
I don't know. That's
No,
what I
I'm just curious.
fucking say,
What is
Sal.
that, Italian? Is that Italian for lager?
Here.
That's his. This is yours.
Hey, here, give this to Rick. He'll drink it.
Ah, we'll keep it on the table. So we got a Mount Vernon lager. 5%.
Well, hold on. Was that shot is still in my mouth?
That's why I'm drinking this.
God almighty.
Stop complaining, lager.
Chase it with the lager.
Wow, this is delicious. I got to say, Troy, this is fucking good. It's light.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's very light.
Easy drinking.
Easy drinking. I could drink this by
That's
the
it.
fucking pool.
That's
Oh,
our,
this is nice.
that's our standard lager.
Okay.
Lager or lager?
Lager to you.
Okay.
But it's
Very good.
It's our standard
good.
lager, and it's like an entry level craft beer.
Okay.
So somebody who drinks Miller Lite,
Very
that's
crisp.
what we steer them towards.
Got you.
And then they can appreciate what we do.
Yeah, that's
So-
a great beer.
Let's start it off. Where are you from, Troy? How'd this all become?
How'd this all become?
I know.
Tell us about you.
Tell
Tell us your story. Tell us what you came through, what you done.
Well, I actually grew up not too far from here, out in Briningsville. And migrated over the years after a little time in the Army, a little time
Thank you for
working.
your service.
How long did you serve?
6 years.
6 years. What years?
84 to 90. I was super lucky. There was nothing going on then. So I
you
had
were lucky.
Easy duty.
Then
Yes.
Desert Storm came, right? 92, right?
Yeah. After I got out. But I needed the Army when I went in the Army. Kind of didn't know what I was going to do, where I was going to go, and the Army gave me discipline.
So we're the
Taught me a
same
lot of
age.
stuff.
What are you? How old are you? I'm 58.
I'm 59 forever. I'm 61.
You look great.
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
look
you
great.
do. You look great.
Fit to fight, man. Fit to
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, very good.
So when you leave the Army, you're back in Allentown area?
Yeah, and I went to Kutztown, got my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
The Army paid for that.
Awesome.
Thank God. And then I worked at L-Tri-C for 15 years.
What were you doing?
I did admissions, and then I did athletics.
What kind of athletics?
Well, I was the athletic director for 4
Wow.
years. Yeah.
Holy shit. Awesome.
Don't ever want to be an athletic director.
Really?
You get all the blame, none of the credit.
Yeah.
Honest to God, really? Even at a community college like that?
But I also coached women's volleyball the whole time.
Okay.
And we did pretty good at, when I was coaching women's volleyball.
How many sports, just off the question, though, how many sports did they have during the time you were there?
Actually, I took the program from 3 sports to 8 sports.
What were they 8?
We had women's volleyball, golf, men's soccer. We had men's and women's basketball. We had
Really?
men's baseball,
Oh, yeah.
women's softball.
Yeah, we sponsored their men's baseball team a
Wow.
bunch of times.
Oh, yeah?
That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, we sponsor stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame.
Yeah. But, hey, you had a great run there. So
Oh.
you
They're
say,
canceling sport?
Not this season, next season.
Wow.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So 15 years in the business. What year are we ending at now when you leave there?
2004.
Okay, 2004.
And then a year later, I started a coffee shop on College Hill in Easton, Cosmic Cup Coffee Company.
Now, what led you, if you don't mind me asking, from Schnecksville all the way to Easton?
Well, my wife and I were living in Allentown. She works for Dun and Bradstreet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Next spring, it'll be 40 years for her at Dun and Bradstreet.
Oh,
Good for her. Good for
and
her.
so she was working in Parsippany, New Jersey. So
The travel.
yeah, so we moved to Easton just to
Soften
alleviate-
up the drive. Soften
lessen
up
her
the drive.
commute.
Yeah.
What's the closest spot without paying all the taxes?
Exactly. You got it.
Easton.
And we got twice the house for what we could have gotten
Got in Jersey.
So that's where we moved. Plus, over like around 96, 97, we started going to Porter's Pub in Easton.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
And they have the mug club thing.
Yes.
Oh, that's a big thing in Boston.
And that's kind of where I cut my teeth on craft beer, because me being a sports guy, you give me a competition, you give me a goal.
I'm
and
going to drink. I'm going to drink through these 1,800 beers.
Well, you had to drink 50 beers. And
Oh, is that what it was?
And you got a pewter mug.
So I did similar. I did the one at Liberty Street,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but it was
Absolutely.
200 beers.
Yeah.
So it took me. I did it in 2.5 months. 2.5 months. It was pretty. It was I was religiously about 5 nights a week. I'd go.
Cheers to that, Sal.
Cheers to that. I'd go have 1 or 2, and then
Steve, what's up?
once you
Steve's in the house.
once you do 50, you have the first list of 50. Then the next list is 100, and then the last list is 50. But there's a lot of the bigger bottles with sours,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm not a sour guy, so I would just go buy the fucking beer and give it to people. So or check off my list, but I wouldn't drink them. You know what I mean? So I'd be like, all right, $18 for this. Just give me the fucking thing. Go. I'm almost there. But then you get the mug. I think I have it inside. Do I have it inside, Ash? No, Oh, it is. Oh, it is at Liberty Street, so it's still hanging there. Yeah.
But so we started going to Porter's all the time, and we met a lot of people from Easton. So it was a natural move to go from Allentown to Easton.
Yeah.
So we bought a house in Forks, and then in 2005, I started the coffee shop. Now I actually have 40 mugs at Porter's.
40 mugs.
Jesus. So you
Wait, you yourself have 40 mugs?
Yeah. So I kind of got a doctorate in craft beer, I think. I feel
Okay.
like.
I would say that.
Right?
Yeah,
You should start a
100%.
business. Consulting.
You should have a
Consulting business.
consulting business on how to do the mugs.
Exactly.
You should write a book, a tell-all.
I don't know enough words, man.
When you're drinking, the vocab starts flowing. You start saying stuff you
Have
don't
a
even know.
YouTube channel going through all those mugs.
So that, and has it been the same owners since you started when you went there in the 90s?
No, they recently changed hands.
Oh, did they?
What was really cool about it, I know the Porter brothers. It was 3 brothers who owned Porter's. Know them really well.
Shout out to them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And just in January, they sold to a couple that are married now, but who were bartenders at Porter's 15, 20 years ago.
I got you. So they just got
So-
out of the business, said, hey, guys,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Yeah, and so it's great.
That's awesome.
They haven't changed a thing, and the whole thing goes on.
So coffee shop at College Hill.
And then you can only make so much on specialty coffee. It's all about volume. My average ticket was like $5. I
Back
sell
then, yeah.
bagels and
Now it's
latte.
about $10. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have $10, $11 for a
Right.
coffee, yeah.
And you're still in the hole.
Yeah, yeah. So, we could only make so much on one coffee shop. So it's either multiple coffee shops, but this whole time we're into craft beer. My wife's into it too. We had a couple that were good friends of ours that we were traveling with. Every time we traveled, we go to a brewery. And so eventually we're like, we could do this. We could really do this.
And this is early 2000s.
This
2006,
by
7?
by now it's like 2010.
Okay, so I'm in college still. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, there wasn't much.
Shut up. You're still in
Well,
college.
no, I'm saying because I'm a big brewery guy, and I went to school up in Boston.
Oh,
and
nice.
there was not much. Our brewery was Sam Adams.
Yeah.
That was the only. There wasn't craft breweries
Right.
like there are today.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like the only other one was when we go to Nantucket, the Cisco Brothers or Cisco Breweries.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But I didn't know much about craft beers back then.
So we got to a point where it was either open another coffee shop And at the time, we were kicking around this idea of a brew pub. And so I had negotiated a lease for a second coffee shop. I had a line on some equipment to do it. And the landlord was like, I need to know. What are you going to do? And so I went to my wife, and I'm like, hey, either we're going to do the brew pub or we're going to open another coffee shop. What do you want to do? She said, fuck it, let's do the brewery.
Awesome. Good answer.
But when you make that decision,
And Sarah will tell you that's exactly what my wife would say.
but you make that decision though, learning how to brew the beer, learning how to do that. Where did you get all this knowledge from?
Well, we hired a professional to do that.
All right, so you brought somebody in.
So, and Sarah will attest to this. I'm very good at ideas, but I need good people to execute the ideas.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
So,
Which is that comes from military. You know how to manage, you know
Yeah.
how to get all that going, so you know what you want and what needs to get done.
yeah,
You have your idea, here's the ideas, here's the layout.
this is the plan.
Yeah.
Let's execute the plan. So we ended up buying the old Mount Vernon Hotel in Easton.
Okay.
Which had been a restaurant from 99 to 2007. But then it had fallen on hard times. Some guy had bought it. He was going to make it into a boutique hotel. And then the stock market crashed in 2007. He lost all of his financing for it. So he crapped out. And in the meantime, Victory Brewing Company was going to do a brew pub in combination with the farmhouse restaurant in Emmaus. And that all fell through at that point. But the city of Easton had got a $400,000 grant to do that project that they were going to do as a loan. So
I heard that.
so we're in the financing part of it, and so I walk in my camo shorts and a T-shirt, and we're talking, and the banker, the guy from the SBA, and the woman from the city, and she says, well, if we give you this $400,000 loan, does it make sense then? And the banker's like, yes. And the SBA guy's like, yes.
Yeah, sign on the line. Let's go.
And that was kind of the nexus of it. And so we bought the building for $150,000, but it cost a heck of a lot more than that to make it
remodel
into
it and get
what
it.
it is today.
Now, did you do brewing on site?
Yeah, we brew on the second and third floor of the building.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we took a 200-year-old hotel and made it into a brewery.
Holy shit.
How many people do you see, Troy?
We can seat 122.
Oh, you could.
Yeah.
What year did you open up?
December of 2012 as a restaurant, but it took us a year and a half to get the brewery part open.
Okay.
So it's great. We have 2 anniversaries. We have an anniversary and a brew-anniversary.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, where did the name Two Rivers come from?
Well, we're at
That's-
the confluence of the
okay.
Lehigh and the Delaware, so it
Just
just
said-
made sense. And the building's a historic building, so we kind of play that card, the card that was dealt to us, the history part of it. And the bar room was kind of the only thing intact when we bought it. So we have a nice terrazzo floor, we have a tin ceiling. Our bar was actually installed in 1928.
Oh, my God.
Holy cow.
shit.
Wow.
It's,
How long is the bar?
Not that. I mean, probably about 50. No, not even like 30-foot bar.
It's nice. I've
But
been.
it's,
I've been.
it's
there.
made it's made
Oh,
out
yeah.
of all that wood that never's going anywhere.
And the bent wood. And
Yes.
It's Art Deco style.
Yes, very
And
nice.
It was actually a Sears and Roebuck kit.
Really?
You got 100 years of Sears and Roebuck kit?
Yeah, and it was called the old radio. Oh God, I can't remember it. But
Don't worry, I know that feeling.
Oh, don't get him started.
it looks like the top of it looks like the old radios.
Yes, I know. what you mean. The like
yeah.
the old. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
And so history was the card we were dealt. So like
You
if
just
you
stuck with it.
If you look at our names of our beers, and I name all the beers, they all have like an Easton history kind of theme to it.
Now, when you first started, what were your beers that after that year and a half you waited? What'd you start with?
Well, we have our 4 flagships. We have the Mount Vernon Lager.
Okay.
We have the Colonel Left Eye IPA. We have the Banker's Brown, because I promised our banker his favorite style of beer was a brown ale. So I said, Jim, if you give me a loan, I'll name a beer after you. So it's Banker's Brown. And then Pine Street Blonde.
Okay.
So it's a Belgian blonde.
So Mount Vernon, where's that name come from, being that it's historic in Easton?
Well, that was the name of the hotel.
Oh, I should have
Yeah.
realized that, huh?
Because our building was run as a hotel from 1840 until 1995 continuously.
So you just kept that name with it.
Yeah.
Now, food-wise, when you went into it, you've never done food. That's a lot different also.
No.
Is that an
but-
obstacle?
Yeah, the restaurant business. You guys
Oh, yeah, we know.
But I knew a chef, guy who used to work at Porter's, and then he was up at Vintage for a while under Mike Paquetto, and then he was at Bravo when I hired him. But I knew Jeremy well. It's Jeremy Bialker.
Okay.
And he went to Bravo because he got married, he had kids, he needed health care. He
Yeah, the
wanted
corporate-
Makes sense.
Yeah.
wanted to do the corporate thing, but he didn't want to do that anymore. So I kind of reeled him in. I said, Jeremy, can you just help me? I don't, help me write the business plan. I don't know how many cooks I need. I don't know how many bussers. Help me write that part of it. And so he goes through it with me, and then we're done with it. And he goes, so, if you want me, I'm in.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Is he still with you to this day?
No, he was with us. He left us last year, so that would have been like February of 2023. So he was with us for 11 years, and to have a chef for 11 years
Is unheard of.
That's
what a
unheard of
blessing.
in the
What
industry.
a blessing!
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
And he's a great guy.
And I'm sure you were able to get somebody else from the team then to step up.
We went through a process after that, but we got a guy now who we like, who used to be a cook for us and worked his way up through the industry to be a chef now. So
Gotcha. Yeah, well, it's good that you finally found something now after that. But for have a guy for 11 years, I mean, I know I was just with a guy. I don't know if you know his name. His name's Randy. He's the the bar manager at PJ Willihan's in Allentown. And he comes, I told him I was there last night. I told him that you guys are coming on. And he said, I go there every St. Patty's Day.
Oh,
And
nice.
He goes, your shepherd pie is fucking
nice,
phenomenal.
nice,
He
nice.
said, you guys have great food, great brunch. You guys do
Yeah.
brunch?
Oh, you guys do brunch?
yeah,
You guys have-
Sundays.
On Sundays, yeah. He said you guys have a great Sunday brunch. And the whole atmosphere is, he said he loves it.
Yeah, I mean, our thing is gourmet comfort food, and I mean, Jeremy he is a genius at combining flavors. Like our signature dish is a peanut butter bacon cheeseburger.
I heard that, yeah.
But it's not just like peanut butter on a bun and whatever. He built the flavors that they make sense, and they all work together. Like there's marinated red onions on it. There's chili gastrique on it. There's praline dust on it. Everything works together. Yeah,
That's freaking
it's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, and I also saw you guys have a second level called the Orange. Is it the Orange Room?
Well, we have two dining rooms on the second floor.
Okay.
One is called the Seven Spirits Club, and we actually had, because if you're a hotel for 200 years, people have died there. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right.
let's face it.
At some point.
So there's ghosts there.
Is it really?
And so we've had paranormal investigators there.
Come on.
Come on, man.
And they stayed overnight. They had the
Cameras and
special
all, yeah.
cameras, the special recording devices, and there's some crazy stuff that came.
Like
out of
what?
that.
Like what?
Well, the thing, like the EVP,
Yeah.
like the sounds, like I don't know.
Anything wild that
I'm not-
raises the
Have you
hair.
seen?
I'm very skeptical.
Me
about
too.
that.
My wife thinks it's all fucking real.
Have
I
you
know.
seen though,
Oh, you
Troy?
do
Like,
too, Sarah?
have you felt or seen?
I have not.
Okay.
But when they were there, they had they had a camera in our garage area, and we have a spiral staircase that goes from the ground floor to the third floor.
Yeah.
And like around 2 a.m, you see this orb like go
Up.
up. And there's nothing
else.
that would make, there's no explanation for that to me.
I
gotta go.
And like a lot of customers and a lot of employees have said they felt stuff and this and that, but I've never felt.
You ever
that.
done a sleepover?
I've been there pretty late a number of times.
but maybe too drunk to realize that there's an orb next to me.
How many?
I just thought that was my friend.
Out of curiosity, how many spirits do they think are in the
7
place?
spirits. That's why it's
Seven
called the Seven
spirits?
Spirits Club.
Oh shit!
So there's
Get the hell out.
six females and 1 male.
Oh, that's
He's having a ball
that's
of his
weird,
time,
huh?
I wouldn't leave.
Yeah, if you were the male spirit,
I'm the
right?
male spirit. Like, hey, I'm getting.
staying. I'm sticking
That's
around.
it, man. You're smacking your hands together. It's nighttime.
You got one every day of the week. Tuesday I got whoever. Right? Wednesday I got
Well,
I
one
got
night he's
6
got to
nights
relax.
out of the week. One night, I'm taking it
There's a
easy.
day of
lady.
rest.
Yeah.
Sunday's the day.
day
of
of rest, and he starts again Monday. It's
But
a job.
we're doing a get together on Sundays.
I wouldn't disturb you. Hey, you don't bother me. I don't bother you. We're good. And then he's in a bar. Huh.
What goes on in Seven Spirits
anything-
room is beyond your comprehension.
Yeah.
Anytime you come back to the bar the next day and something's different, nothing
Not
like
that,
that.
I've recognized.
No, nothing like that. All right, well that's
Well, it's
fucking
usually some
interesting.
bartender not cleaning up what they should have.
No,
cleaned
I
up.
understand that. I'm saying though something like
I can't blame that on the ghost.
yeah.
No, that's a legitimate complaint.
So
Oh, my God.
Not to get off track, but how does then Sarah get involved here? How long has she been working with you?
So 5 years ago, I tried to sell beer to restaurants and bars, and it just didn't work out. And you were working a lot to make a little bit of money because on a half barrel of beer, I was making $30.
Yeah.
And
gotcha.
Like the best week I had was like 8 halves. So like we're not making any money on that.
Right.
So the best thing is to sell at retail. So in Pennsylvania, if you have a brewery license, you're allowed to open 2 additional storage locations that you can sell beer by the pint out of.
Okay.
So we
Interesting.
looked around. We tried to get one started in West Bethlehem, and that fell through. And then we actually had the opportunity to go to the Trolley Barn in Quakertown. And so we were there, and actually,
How long has the Trolley Barn been open?
well, 4
3.5
years?
years.
3.5 years, yeah.
What a great concept, too.
Well, let's
Let's hear it from Sarah. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
So we decided to do this, and
Oh, I just got to move it
So-
forward a little bit.
Slide up this way.
I was hired 5 years ago in August. Actually applied on Glassdoor. That's not even a job place. I would always go on ZipRecruiter.
Move a little
or-
closer to the mic,
Yeah.
Sarah.
ZipRecruiter or other stuff. So I decided one day to go on Glassdoor, and Two Rivers Brewing was on there, and they were looking for a taproom manager. Now, I'm obviously familiar in the pizza shop business, so I'm like, okay, well, I want to start something new. So I applied, and I got a email back from Troy.
where were you working at the time?
I was working at Big Woody's off of Hamilton.
Oh, no offense to that, but tough one.
Yeah. And then I had an interview process, which I was going against 3 other people. Right? 3 other people. And I got chosen. Unfortunately, Troy didn't pick me.
Really?
That's a little awkward silence there.
Oh,
But
she gives it to me all the time.
But I've been with them for 5 years. We were in a hobby shop right next to the Trolley Barn. So we were there for about a year and 3 months before we went into the Trolley Barn. So I basically opened up Two Rivers Brewing tap room twice for them. So once in a hobby shop, once at Trolley Barn Public Market.
Yeah, and just to interject, we thought it was important to establish our brand down there before the actual Trolley Barn opened. So they had a smaller space that we made into a small tap room before moving over to the Trolley Barn. And I mean, honestly, Sarah helped build that business and build our brand down there to, we sell more beer in Quakertown now than we do in Easton.
Wow. Kudos to you.
And that's testament to her.
Well, Sarah, my question for you, since you are the manager, so tell our listeners, when you say you open a tap room, what's that compared to open? Is there no food, no restaurant? You know what I mean? So a tap room's just beer?
At first, we didn't have a kitchen in there. So we were only selling beer, but I would schedule your food trucks. I had tacos. I had the Flying V there.
We have him on next week.
Yeah,
Flying V's coming on next week. Yep.
We had a bunch of pizza places, and then I was always on top of entertainment as well, every Friday and Saturday. We do a lot of to-go beer specials, especially on Sunday. It's $2 off all crowlers and growlers. But then pandemic hit, so we were only... Yeah, so I opened up the tap room in 2019 of August, and then pandemic hit in November, March 2020. Yeah, March 2020.
March 15th.
So, thankfully,
March 15th.
Thankfully, in the hobby shop, we still had a whole 10,000 square foot yard where we had 5 fire pits. Beer garden, basically.
Oh.
So we had 5 fire pits.
Really? It's that big?
Yeah, it's very nice.
I've never been
there.
there.
Very nice
I've
down
never
there.
been there.
I've been to the one in Easton, just not the one in Quaker.
And isn't there like 7 different kind of restaurants inside there? I mean, you could get every kind of food possible.
Yeah, so we have True Blue, we have Meat Wagon, we have Yard's Pizza, Taki Ramen's in there.
I gotta go. I gotta see
There's
this
a Greek
place.
joint too, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Isn't there a Greek food joint there too?
Yeah, the Mediterranean, True Blue, yeah. But before that, we were in the hobby shop. So the Trolley Barn wasn't even open at that time, and we were able to do outdoor seating, and we had a lot of tables.
So they weren't there, and you were using the outdoor seating to benefit yourself.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got you.
Very good idea.
And you guys are essential, obviously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were building the brand of the Trolley Barn as well. So
Yeah.
we were preparing the community for what was to come. Because we talk about what's going to happen when the Trolley Barn opened.
I got you.
And what we figured out during COVID, there were 32 tables outside. So what we did was we put a QR code on each of the tables, and they could order their beer on their phone,
There you go.
and we would just take the beer out to them.
What's the brewery I went to in Philly? The one that's in Brooklyn too. The other half.
Other half.
They do the same thing.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
big other half guy.
So am
Yeah.
I. I like it.
So
But I like your beer too.
that's one of the ways we got through COVID. And I mean, Sarah did a great job of managing all that because it was a non-traditional way to do business. And
Now,
she rolled with the punches and got us through that spot.
when you go through that, Sarah, did you guys have to hire more help?
No, actually we didn't. So my bartenders began serving at tables. So people couldn't see inside, so they were just.
So you didn't have to let
inside.
anybody go.
No.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. It was hard though because during pandemic we had to have food on our tickets as well as selling beer.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
that was the-
that
that
was
was the-
so
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I don't.
But I would. So basically, they would sell half price of their meal, and we would sell the other half price of their meal. And then at the end of the night, we would give them their money back in the check.
What a fucking all right.
And then the other thing we did when we weren't able to get food trucks, because food trucks are kind of sometimes a little.
Oh, we know. We've had a couple
wishy-washy.
on. There's some
And-
issues between this guy and
Yeah,
that brewery issue.
Man.
We heard all the stories already.
And-
It's crazy.
It's like days of our lives.
A customer of ours had a hot dog roller, so
So fuck it. Let's
that
just
was
start
our-
selling hot dogs.
So that was essentially our.
Who else did that? Not to cut you off. Another brewery did that. They sold,
Hot dogs?
they sold dollar we went the one time. I forget what it was. Yeah, people. You would get a pretzel bag or $1. Your items was like a pretzel bag, $1 hot dog, or this or a cookie, just so that there was food on the menu, so they could sell you 17 beers.
Yeah, we
like that's basically what it was.
We sold our hot dogs for $1.
Yep.
And just don't take the last bite until you're ready to check out.
Yeah, that was another thing. You had to have something on the table with food. Yes, I remember that.
But let me ask, who's checking this? The fucking FBI? Who's checking
The
this?
state.
Yeah, I mean, we played by the rules and we got through it.
No, I understand, but
we were very aggressive at the programs that were available for help with. We got PPP loans, we got the EIDL, we got all of that, and honestly, that got us through the whole thing. And in Easton, my partner and I, we did deliveries ourselves because we weren't going to give it to DoorDash. And so...
Oh, yeah, because there's only takeout at that time in Easton. Then you have a whole tap room.
Yeah.
So what'd you do in Easton?
We did takeout. We did takeout and pickup.
Did you take out beers? Growlers
Oh,
and all that other stuff, growlers, selling that stuff.
Yeah, the LCB allowed us to do that for that limited time. And so I got to tell you, like, I did delivery 3 days a week, and then I worked at the tap room just filling crowlers to go.
Because it was
the
slammed.
other 4 days. And, you know, there were people who ordered 3 times a week from us. And
It's
and
amazing.
I know,
Alcohol shot through the fucking roof.
yeah, but my point, Joe, is it's not just because they loved our food. They wanted to see us get through it. And
Yeah,
honestly,
I believe everybody that supported, yes.
Honestly,
there was big support during that time.
There were a couple times where I fucking cried when I made a delivery because the people were so nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I knew it was like the third time that week that they had ordered from us just so that we could get through that time. And I'm forever indebted.
You used to see
I'm
people,
forever
the
indebted
tips,
to that.
the tips they
Yeah.
used to give.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
$50
Yeah.
thrown it on the counter, $25. Like they just so much wanted to support everybody. And there was, I would say 98% were very supportive.
Yeah,
You do say it in a good way, Troy.
It was unbelievable.
Did you have any of the 2%ers, that would come in and just try to find something to matter, something's not...
Always.
Always you're going to have that. And there's not food on the table. That's why isn't there food on it? We're getting it there or something. You know,
it's
you have to handle it with kid gloves.
I mean, it's almost like Yelp reviews.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
But it's crazy. When you're in a nuts time and you're trying to get through, and you still find those people that just.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. And we're the dynamics of what you're trying to do is survive.
And we're just lucky that we had people who loved us and wanted us to see it through. And my hat goes off to them.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was very emotional sometimes when I knew these people. I mean, I know our food's good, but 3 times in a week, who orders 3 times in a week?
Yeah,
no, 100%.
It's good. Yeah.
I mean, even though our food's
Especially
great, it's not
where
3
you're
times
at,
a week.
there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
So you feel very
feel
grateful.
honored.
You feel honored, grateful,
Absolutely.
and you're blessed that this can happen through a hard time.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
a pandemic.
Absolutely.
Legit. Something that you probably being in the Army never even thought.
Who would have
knew?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought it happened?
No, it's.
But in the meantime,
And you were there the whole time to help. And now, if you two were you at Quakertown the whole time?
Yeah.
Now, if you two are there, who's back at Easton then? Do you have another manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a general manager. A chef.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you.
You
So
know.
that's more secure. She's helping you get this new location going. Pandemic hits.
Did you
now
have
guys
any
are riding
outside
through it.
seating at Easton at all, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean the city was great. They brought in like those cement barriers.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
remember?
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, they had it all up and down.
Oh, so you could have it on the front of the store and on the side.
So we had like 9 tables outside.
Anything's better than nothing.
Yeah. So
Anything's
worked
better
out-
than nothing.
Worked out really good.
And people came out for that.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I remember how bored you used to be.
We used to talk about where we're going to go drink.
My house. We literally just go to my house. There'd be like 50 cars outside my house. My neighbors are like, what the fuck's going on? We're in a pandemic. Well, there's like 40 people drinking.
Where are we going Sunday?
What brewery? That's what we'd look for. What brewery has some outside seating that we could go drink
Yeah.
in? Basically, because that's all you could do.
You were looking for somewhere to go have a good time.
Quakertown.
Yeah.
Quakertown. Well, that's awesome. Hey, listen, we'll get back. We're gonna take a quick break. We got some pizza, and then we're gonna drink some more of your beers, talk about your beers, talk about the brewing and that whole industry, get into it. But we're gonna have some food. We'll be back, episode 47. Remember, go on Spotify, YouTube, follow us, subscribe. We'll be back with Troy, Sarah, Two Rivers Brewing. We're gonna have some pizza that my dad made tonight.
Nice.
See you
Of
guys
course.
soon.
Okay.
Hey,
I just sent it to you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Back episode 47 here with Two Rivers Brewing Company. We are drinking their Colonel Left Eye IPA, correct, Troy?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, what is the story behind this?
Well, Colonel Left Eye, I was reading a bunch of history books about Easton, and I came across the story of Colonel Charles Wyckoff, and he was known as Colonel Left Eye. So the guy lost his left eye in the Battle of Shiloh in the Civil War,
Really?
stayed in the Army, and at 61 years of age, my age, went up San Juan Hill with Teddy Roosevelt and got killed.
Shit.
And he's buried in Easton Cemetery. He was a graduate of Lafayette, Easton native. And so last year, like maybe 20 years ago, he on his gravestone, they had embedded his sword and his cavalry belt. Well, 20 years ago, some jabroni took his sword.
Oh.
And so, like, it just didn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
So I got together with some folks from the cemetery and a guy named Chris Micchio, who used to run the restaurant in the building that we're in the Mount Vernon Hotel.
Yeah.
And we put together a fundraiser, and on Memorial Day, we installed a new sword on his gravestone.
Oh, that's
Nice.
fucking awesome.
Shout out to
This
you.
past Memorial Day.
Yeah,
Well, we're going to do a shot to that. Because
Holy
absolutely.
Cheers to
salute.
that.
That was
Salute.
great.
That's
Wow.
good. Well, that's good.
In the house.
That is good.
is.
And what was that again? That was the
Mark, well,
That was
Kobe
Maker's,
just drank it all.
Steve, pass me that bottle quick. Thank you.
That's Maker's Mark single barrel selection, and that was the pick of the Lehigh Valley Bourbon Drinkers
That's
group
awesome.
on Facebook.
That's very
Wow.
good.
That's really good.
Well, cheers to that. That was a delicious thing. Oh my gosh. So how'd you guys like the food?
Delicious. That pizza was really good.
It was nice and spicy.
Yeah,
A good thing to go along with beer.
yeah.
absolutely.
You know?
Good, good. Well, hey, let's get into, we had Ron from Rising River on.
Yep.
Great guy, great business, great brewery out there. And
His brother-in-law as well.
his brother-in-law who owns
Slate Belt.
Slate Belt,
And the Gin
George
Mill.
the
Aniger.
Gin Mill, George Aniger.
George Aniger.
Yeah.
Gin Mill, and he has the slating
Slate
mill.
mill.
Slate mill.
Yeah. So they were on, and they were telling us, on Mondays they have the Brewers go, and they would order pizzas from us. Recently they have been doing that. They had it at his place,
Yep.
So Antonio was saying, you started that?
Yeah, it was around 2016. We had, for Lehigh Valley Beer Week, we organized at our place in Easton, like a brewer's roundtable. And like, I thought it was really cool. Like, it was people who either brewed beer or owned breweries sitting around talking about the local brewery business.
Right.
And, I thought, well, we should do this more often, and we should organize it a little bit. And out of that came the Lehigh Valley Brewers Guild. And so we have bylaws. We, went through a lawyer to get the bylaws done. We raise a little bit of money. We do a collaboration beer with all of us
Wow.
participating every year. We do a beer festival every year to raise money, and it's breweries supporting each other because we're all local breweries, and we collaborate on different things. Like, well, during COVID, it was hard to get these cans, because a lot of the bigger breweries snapped them up, and it was hard for individual breweries to get orders of the Crowler cans. And so what we started during COVID was a Crowler bank. So Weyerbacher let us store it there, and it's honor system. So we would order Crowlers by the pallet. Usually a small brewery like us or Yergi or someone like a Rising River would get maybe a box of 1,000 Crowlers.
I got you.
But this way, we could order in bulk. We could have access to it. Plus, we got a little cheaper price.
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
and plus you're just putting your wrap around it.
Right.
So it's just an empty can, and every brewer's
Right.
putting their own wrap
So
around it.
each of us just buys our own labels and
Yeah.
puts our own labels on it.
And just continue the process.
Could
So
could you imagine if pizza shops did that?
Well, that's
Listen, that's an ingenious idea.
Joe, that's what I was saying to you
Like,
earlier.
Camaraderie, working together.
Yeah.
We would love to be part of that guild some way or another. We're gonna talk off air.
Sure.
You know what? It would be crazy though in the pizza industry. Imagine you had a box
Of one product.
of one product, plain like a can is,
Yeah.
but a box plain, and you just bought every pizza shop just had labels.
What's the best
And
thing in
then
a
you
pizza
got
shop?
like 6 or 10 guys, and you
A
said, "Let's
pizza
buy
box.
who's got room for 15 pallets."
Right.
And just buy a bulk of 15 pallets. Everyone splits it, and then
All
we
of a
all
sudden
take our
your
boxes
price.
and just
Oh
wrap.
my God, you'd save $12 to $15 a bundle like that, and you're
All of a sudden
negotiating
the price
yourself.
goes down.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're right out here on Route 100. They're making the pizza boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The company's right out here. You can walk right in and say, "Listen,
I'm trying to. You know what I'm trying to
I need
think.
200,000 boxes."
I'm
for
trying
the
to
year."
think. I'm trying to
And
think.
then you have the money.
The breweries and the pizza shop, some way or another, networking. Because this is what it's all about, right? We had this
Yeah,
discussion off air.
absolutely.
Just trying to get people together. Yeah, we're PizzaFellas, right? But we have breweries on, we have restaurants on, we have tattoo artists on. We had a few people on. And this is what it's about. Getting people, not only in Lehigh, we're starting in Lehigh Valley, but we're
Not arguing over a text message over a goddamn mailer.
right, Mr. Jerry Coppola. We're talking about menus. It's just a long story. We're fighting over menus.
Yeah, it's like, come together.
It just doesn't make sense.
This is good for you. This is good for you. Everybody sit at the table.
Right.
You saw what I came. I was like, what the hell is this?
I'm just trying to think how PizzaFellas how two of us could benefit off the brewery.
I mean, in my mind,
We have
reason,
to think about that.
When you look at the brewers and the brewers that we've met, you guys are very intellectual and very humble.
Yes.
Don't accuse me of that.
No, listen, but the humbleness that you guys behold about your success, that's a big difference from the pizza business. You're not sitting here saying, there isn't one brewer that sat here and said, I make the best of this, I make the best of that. You're not going somewhere, and you're not going to an island and saying, what is the Lehigh Valley going to do with these restaurants closed down? That mentality, it's never exists. It's about fun, entertaining, making quality product, success, money. In the pizza business, it's about the challenge of competition. Now you have those that, aren't that way, but there's always there's that scar of competition. I'm going to be better than this. It's a science. What we do is a science. If you understand the science, like you guys understand, the reason why it is, and I truly believe this, Bruno, you're sitting there, I'm telling you, and Antonio, because beer is a science.
Yeah.
Okay? So you know that if you make this beer, he can make this beer if he chose to, because it's a science. In the pizza business, there's more guys that are doing what they do because Papa Gino, he gave me a pot, he gave me a pan, pour it like this, pour it like that, do this, do that. They don't want to hear, are you using sugar? Are you using sugar? I'm afraid to say I'm using sugar. You using this? You using that? I'm afraid I'm using that. We've had people on here, they're afraid that you say what flours they're using. Why? You understand? Like, this is a science, what you do. Baking, is a science. Okay, Baker's percentages is a science.
Well, and that's very much how brewing is. Brewing's more like
but in
baking than cooking.
The problem in the pizza business is there's not a lot of scientists. There's a lot of good people in the business, but they're making a living despite what they truly know. You know, from a ribeye steak, you know, who's using all Australian ribeye? Who's using American ribeye? Some guys don't even know that their meat is Australian ribeye. But in your business, you know this is the product, this is what we're getting, and that's why a guild for the pizza industry is so challenging. It's so challenging, you know.
Well, and one of the things we've done this year, we struck a deal with Lehigh Valley Zoo, and Sarah and I were at the zoo this weekend pouring beer because Lehigh Valley Zoo is letting Brewers Guild breweries pour beer there every weekend throughout their season.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can sign up for as many as you want to, and we just got to give $1 a beer to the zoo.
We're also doing brews and zoos. Is it zoos and brews or brews and zoos? Yeah.
When did you go? When did you go?
So we'll be doing that too.
Yeah, they're
When did you go?
we were there this past weekend.
Did you see?
How was
Did you
it?
see the
Was
one
it-
exhibit of the donkey? Right there, that guy.
I don't do donkey shows, all right?
He was there. He was
mean-
there this past weekend.
When I was in the service, I was in Mexico, but I never went to a donkey show, all right?
Yeah, that's
We have one every Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh!
Right there.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
that's funny. So zoos and brews you go to.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing where a bunch of people come.
That's going to be in September. It's going to be a beer festival, and it'll be all Lehigh Valley Brewers Guild breweries there.
Awesome. That's cool.
So, yeah, it's a good partnership with the zoo, you know, because they need help. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, they're a
Yeah, it's good to do anything
They're
in the
a
community.
nonprofit.
100%, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. But it's amazing how you guys come together and you guys have such communication. I'm just a story on the cans and stuff, thinking about back in COVID. Now, question, you guys still do that kind of volume buying?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
look at that.
So
Look at
it was
That's so awesome.
It was prompted by COVID, but it's continued on
Because you
That's
guys have
awesome.
because
saw,
it makes sense.
Of
Yeah.
course.
It makes sense.
Of course.
Especially, and you have that much help and support
Yeah.
from other people
Yeah.
in the business that know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I mean that's, you know, the other cool thing about the Brewers Guild is from our monthly meetings, we all know each other now, and so if you have a problem with something at your brewery, you call one of your friends. Hey, you know, fermentation stuck. What can I do to fix it?
Right.
And they'll tell you. And it makes sense.
curiosity. So, when it comes to brewing beer and producing this beverage, are there supply, like, you know, we have Rick from Cisco here, so you have a Cisco. You know, you have Anna Capri here. Are there companies?
Oh yeah. Brewers Supply Group,
Okay.
White Yeast. There's Hop Union for hops, and you have to contract hops out years ahead of time.
Is that right?
Yeah,
So now you guys do that as a group?
we don't at this point.
Would that be a smart thing to do?
If we had, you know, the question there is storage facility.
Okay.
Because you got to store all it.
How long does hop stay? Like in let's say like a dry, cool place, per se.
Well, generally we store them in a walk-in.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. You store them cold, and it depends on what kind, you know, what form the hop is in. Because the science of hops has grown tremendously over the last 10 years.
Like how many different hops out there?
Oh, there's hundreds.
Jeez.
And yeast too, right?
Oh yeah, yeast is a big thing. Yeast is you have four things to work with beer as far as flavor.
Let us know.
You have the malt, you have the water.
Water's important.
Yeah, you have to have the right pH profile of the water. Then there's hops and malt.
How do you achieve the pH in your water?
We have a water system.
Oh, you do?
In our basement, so everything goes through that.
My God.
So
That's
it's
like-
tweaked.
Like Nino Nick.
Like Nino. I was going to say, he has that water system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an expensive system. The one I saw for pizza was expensive. I
Yeah,
don't know what
it's-
you guys have. It has to be
I
similar.
mean, everything in our building goes through that.
Wow.
Everything in your building goes
Yeah.
through that. Wow.
That's impressive.
Do you have like a brewmaster?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, two of them, one
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 Yeah.
guy.
Yep.
now, and his job. What is a brew? What's his job?
Brewing the beer, keeping records of that.
That's it. Just
'cause-
basically every day.
Because, we have to pay federal taxes. We have to pay state taxes on the beer that we brew. So he keeps all the records with that.
And then he makes sure everything, the quality. Have you ever had to throw out a whole batch?
No.
Everything's just, you got it on point. You know what you have to do.
Go ahead, Sarah. You want to eat the microphone? Go.
He's constantly cleaning the lines weekly. He's making sure, our crowler machine, we make the crowlers off of our drafts. So we can pour. So if a customer of ours wants a beer to go, any beer on tap they can get to go. We have a crowler machine where we'll actually make a can. But
That's awesome.
He's constantly making sure maintenance is good on that, cleaning it. We have a manager meeting every Thursday where we're constantly talking about the beers that we want to see in the future, where he's taking those ideas and he's doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's good to have. Now,
Would
is he
you-
at both locations?
Well, he has to. So all the beer is brewed in Easton. So then,
Oh, so then you transport
he
it.
transports it down there, and when he goes down, he cleans the lines down there.
I got you.
I mean,
Okay, so that's the process.
cleanliness is
Impeccable.
it's the huge part of.
Oh, you could tell
beer.
when you go to a bar and you get a beer and it's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You could tell exactly the lines fucked
Well,
up.
and in brewing, that's why you would have to throw out a beer. If you get bacteria in the tank,
Something such as that
yeah, it skunks the whole beer.
destroys everything.
You
Yep.
you can easily taste it. If it's not clean, if the line's not clean, you can taste
You
the
could?
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, if somebody came to you to brew like a small batch, would you do it?
No, we're just not equipped for
To do
that.
small.
There are other breweries
Like
that could do that.
if somebody came to like another brewery and say, "Hey, Troy, could you do?" No.
No, there are breweries that do that though. Sherman Street does that.
Oh, gotcha.
He actually brews a lot of stuff for Rising River.
Does he?
Really?
Yeah, Weyerbacher does that as well.
Where, Weyerbacher? Where is Weyerbacher? Am I breaking?
Easton, it's Southside Easton.
Southside Easton?
Yeah, it's
though?
on Line Street.
What building? Is it Southside Easton when you say where, though? I'm trying to...
Line Street. So when you get to that weird three-way stop before you get to that's close to the 78
Okay.
exit
By
entrance.
Pino's Pizza.
There you go.
Over, we're going up
By
the hill?
78, where the gun place is.
Oh,
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now
Yeah,
I'm,
it's on South
Well,
Side.
what's the thing? What's the gun place we went?
Fireworks.
Oh my God!
The range.
We've
yeah.
been there 7,000 times.
Heritage.
Heritage.
Heritage Guild. Yeah.
Heritage Guild.
I was thinking of Sarko. Sarko's still there.
Yeah, I've shot at Heritage
Yeah.
Guild.
Nice place. Actually, it's
Yeah.
a very
Oh, yeah,
nice place.
Heritage
Yeah.
Guild.
we went there with Jerry, Lou, and Nick.
Then we ate at Bruno's.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
So, as many years as you've been in it, what is this? Now we're going on 2010 and now 14
we're-
years?
Well, we're 12 years.
12
into-
years. 12 years.
into since we opened.
Since you opened. So 12 years since you opened, you've seen the Valley. It's exploded.
Well, the Brewers Guild started with 6 members.
What are
Now-
you guys at now?
25.
Are you serious?
Just in the Valley.
Yep.
And nobody outside the valley.
Nope.
So that's including what? Northampton County, Lehigh County.
Yep. It's
Bucks County at all? Or?
no. Our area for the Lehigh Valley Brewers Guild is Lehigh and Northampton County.
And 25 different breweries.
I mean, look at the ones that just opened in Easton.
Yeah.
For example, we were just at, my wife and I, Wanderlust. The one,
Well, that's a beer garden. They don't make their own beer.
they don't make their own
No.
beer, but it's the simplicity of a
Right.
beer garden
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
it's not a brewery, but they're selling
Yeah.
craft brews,
Right.
and other
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
other bringing. That's a great spot. They have that another place up.
There's 2 up in Bangor now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is
Two
there?
in Bangor?
Where? Banger's the size of this garage.
Richmond Farm. Well, they're out in the country. Richmond Farm and Allegheny Creek. Allegheny Creek's nice. They took over an old resort.
In Bangor?
We got a road trip.
For real.
You go past Rosetta, you're in Bangor, right, Bruno? You blink your eye, you're at the light, you're past Bangor. You said past Bangor?
Their address is Bangor, but
Oh,
so
they're in the
they're out
outskirts.
well,
Yeah,
they're
but-
more Allegheny Creek is across 611, more towards the river.
But even Jim,
Oh.
look at Jim Thorpe. They have that brewery on the bottom of the hill. when
What's
we
the name
come
of the
out.
brewery?
There's 2 of them now there. Right?
What is it? Bright Path.
Bright Path Brewing. And that's a nice place
Oh,
right
I've
there.
never been there.
Oh, it's right on the bottom of the hill,
Yeah.
like 100 feet from the statue.
Yeah, you go past the statue on the right-hand
right there.
side.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really cool. It's a nice little spot, all bar seating, nice big
He's got
L-shaped
good beer.
bar, good beer,
Yeah.
But it's just they opened up and they're doing well. It's
Yeah.
a nice
Good.
place to
Yeah.
go hang out,
Yeah, it's actually surprisingly, it's
I look at it
enjoyable
like
time.
this. I rather support, I hate to say this because we have a lot of sponsors here, but I rather support the mom and pop
100%.
than
100%.
the kilometer,
And this is
these
very
big,
good.
These big,
The Colonel's good.
The Colonel's good.
Yeah, the Colonel's very good. It's light. It's not like a strong IPA.
Yeah, it's not.
Well,
like,
it's funny. A lot of our regulars, all they do is look at the bartender and go,
that's awesome.
Left eye.
I
Give
want
me
to
a
ask you,
left
Troy, are you, like for your future, right? Are you looking to open another one?
no,
This is it.
this is it.
This is where you want to stay.
Yep. Yeah.
You're comfortable where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're enjoying it all.
Yeah.
You enjoy going to work every day,
Most days.
most days.
I hear you. I hear you.
Well, listen, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Best wishes to you,
Yes.
Sarah, your families, your 2 Rivers. I mean, we're going to go. We're going to go to the Quaker. We'll find a Sunday. You guys are open Sundays?
Yep.
Obviously.
yeah.
we
yeah.
should, what
We should go to
try
the tap room.
What we should
Yeah.
do is
In the East and
we
West.
should try and come
Absolutely.
down and do like a live podcast from
Oh,
the
We should.
place.
yeah.
We should
Yeah.
do.
That-
We should go to the
that
tap
would
room
be-
on live.
Yeah, maybe go get some brunch on a Sunday or something.
Yeah.
You guys also have a second floor patio, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
there-
At the
yeah,
tap
there's-
room?
Yeah.
They have a nice little second floor.
I haven't been.
You've never been.
No.
I've been there a couple times on a Sunday and stuff.
We should
Go
do a
out there.
little rinky dinky pod. Not a rinky dinky, but a great podcast from the
Yeah,
tap
that
room.
would be something to think about.
We're also big Phillies fans, and so
Okay.
we do a lot of watch parties. Like,
Oh, they're right there. There's a Philly fan right there.
I'm
Ronald
a Phillies
James.
fan,
Yeah.
and they're going to go this year,
That's
guaranteed.
right.
They're the best team.
That's
They're the best team out there.
It was. We did a couple of watch parties where I would just go down with a bartender, and we'd open up just for the game, for the playoff games. The saddest was when we lost the last game last year against the Diamondbacks. That was a long fucking drive home.
That's a long drive. When you,
Yeah.
with all the ambition in you, and then it's like, oh, the air's sucked out of every soul in your body.
But we have a lot of people show up in gear and have a great time.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not far.
He likes to do specials. Like, so if you come in with your gear on, we'll do a special for you.
Oh, really?
I get like $1 off or something like that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Why the hell not?
Well, as we always ask our guests before we finish up, any advice you give out to young brewery guys coming into the business, or any businessman, small business guy trying to do this?
Be relevant to your community. We do a lot. We do a lot with community organizations, and you gotta, like I said about during COVID before, like you support people, they're gonna support you, and I think that's the biggest thing
I
that
agree.
I've learned.
I agree. And be humble.
Yeah.
Be humble. you know?
Awesome. Well, hey, let's go through our sponsors quick.
Here we go. Again, time to pay some bills here. Jeff Adams, Remax Realty, 610-972-5323. Want to buy a house, want to sell a house, get with Mr. Jeff. Enter.net, our good man Juice. Again, he's a little bit under the weather, but social media, website design, all that good stuff here in the Lehigh Valley. So that's Enter.net. Franco's Pizza in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Rose and Filippo Biliet, thank you again. Steve Seiler, sitting right there next to the neighbor. Insurance, 570-446-8023. This guy's got more insurance plans than the Empire State
Unbelievable.
Building that has floors. So get with him. Lehigh Valley Pizza Shop, our good man right there, Mr. Oliver. And don't forget to go see him Saturdays and Sundays at the Lehigh Valley Zoo. Master Supply, Barb and Kevin Master. Dave Sweeney, shout out to you. You got your foot back.
Oh, he looks great.
He looks great.
He looks great. God bless him.
Thank you
Yeah,
again.
He comes in the restaurant today. I said, "What's up, Dave?"
Again, I was there
I said,
yesterday.
what are you doing? He goes, "Can I take pictures of your tables?" I said, "What the fuck do you want to take?" I said, "I don't care." He goes, "Well, Bruno wants tables similar to that," and he's asking me, "I got to take. Who did this?" I said, "Honestly, a bunch of Asian guys from New York on the Bowery Street, and my dad almost killed the two guys while he was in the hospital." I said, "So I don't think they're gonna answer your phone call at all. So let's just take the pictures because ain't nothing's gonna happen." I think those guys went back to wherever they're from after my dad handled that. Anyways,
TNY could. Why didn't you just text him? Be like, can I have a picture of your table? He's right here.
Oh, you know Dave. Dave, like, what else is Dave doing?
Yeah.
He wants to price me tables.
Oh. TNY Construction, Tony Nasser. Guys, no job too big, no job too small with Mr. Tony Nasser. Banco Beverage, Jim Glassick. Haven't seen you in a while. Tony Gallo and Joe Marino.
We have it.
Where is he? Bro, where are you, Jim?
Vacation.
I was on vacation? Restaurant Store, good man Nick. Go see him. Not Restaurant Depot. Fuck them. Restaurant Store. They're right next door.
It's a lot more than corn.
That's a lot more than corn, so go get your supplies from them. Pabst Beer, Miller Lite, Joe's Teas, Calypso, Zoa's. I can't stress it enough.
Jack Daniels.
Forgot about Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels, yes. Guys, summertime, drink, get drunk, fall asleep, Uber, go home. That's what it's all about. The United States Pizza Team, shout out to you. And again, biggest shout out of tonight is Sarah and Troy, Two Rivers Brewery, Easton and Quakertown. It was an honor having you on the podcast tonight.
Wonderful podcast.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yes.
I really
We
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
Yep.
last but not least, the man of the hour, Joey Ruffino, Little Sexy.
There he goes.
So, Joey, are you ready for tackle football for your first year?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah. And I'm also playing golf.
Are you really?
And you're playing golf.
Yeah.
Who'd you get? What's the team's name? Brookside.
The Brookside Bandit.
That's
The Brookside
There you
Bandits.
go.
He got invited to play on a golf team.
Very nice.
There
Very
you go.
impressive.
From the man himself, Little Sexy.
All right.
So, Joey, you're Little Sexy. Who's Big Sexy?
You.
All right. Well, cheers to Joey.
Cheers again.
to Two Rivers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to my grandson.
Great episode, guys.
Good episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about finishing. You. Episode 47, guys. Thank you again, Two
You
Rivers.
need to finish.
I did.
Two Rivers Brewery. Hey, guys, remember, go on Spotify, YouTube, follow us, subscribe, hit that button. Instagram, all our reels are going crazy
And my
right
other
now.
buddy right here. Here's my other buddy.
And there's Bentley.
Bentley right here.
Got a haircut.
This guy.
Again, go on,
If this dog
subscribe,
could
and
talk-
follow us.
If this dog could talk, you know what he would say? Can I have a slice of pizza?
Again, thank you guys. Cheers.
He loves
And
the
we'll be
crust.
back.
Yeah.
We'll have a great episode coming up next week with Flying V, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
Flying V's coming on. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Thanks.
Fellas podcast.
Great episode, guys. That was
So we gotta
fantastic.
have a
Yeah.
blast.
That was a great
Grab a
episode.
drink,
It really was.
fill a glass, light a cigar. Come on, let's make it last. Pizza talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the Pizza Fellas.